Happy New Year everyone! In today's video I'll be turning the 17 Lightstick into a drawing. By the way, there are 3 different versions of the Lightstick, but today I'm doing a drawing inspired by version 2. It's my favourite Lightstick because of how pretty the colours are and how it looks like when it's turned on. Since the main part of the Lightstick is blue, I decided to make the eyes blue since the Ursa is the first thing you look at when you see a portrait. The top part of the Lightstick is blue and the rest is a mix of pink, purple and blue. So I think making the flowers blue and the shirt a light pink purplish colour would help resemble the Lightstick more. First I started off with the eyebrows and I erased into it with a round render, a brush from the Jing Sketch basic set. I also started colour blocking the eyes, lips and rendered a bit of the shadow from the hair and beneath the eyebrows. Now for the eyes. I rendered the eyes a bit differently from how I usually do it because I want to make the eyes vibrant and almost glow like the Lightstick. And I really love Lotus Bubble's style because she does just that. So here's a breakdown on my approach to rendering eyes in Lotus Bubble's style. First I created a multiply layer and drew the shadow on the eye. If you don't do the shadow bit it will look a bit bare and scary, so remember to do this step. Then I shaded the iris with another bluish colour and made the bottom part more vibrant. After that I drew a dark, almost crescent shape in the middle for the pupil and put a few highlights. I also experimented putting random splashes of different shades of blue in different areas of the eye, and it helped make this eye look more interesting. Then I also added a bit of pink underneath the highlights to make it pop out more. For the eyelashes, I used to be really bad at drawing them, so I always avoided them. This time though, I think after studying and just looking at Seal's drawers and Lotus Bubble's pieces, I have a better understanding on how to make them look more realistic and pretty. Following this example, you can see how the individual eyelash has 2 strokes, both meeting at the end and curling the same way, instead of something like this, which is just a bunch of messy strokes. Also, make sure that the eyelashes go in different directions at the right place. Sometimes beginners make the mistake of drawing the eyelashes all in the same direction. In reality, it should follow the curve of the eye in these 3 different directions. However, in some styles you only draw the eyelashes on this side of the eye, and in other more realistic styles you draw all the eyelashes. It just depends on your style and I'm still trying to figure out what works best too. Now for the nose. My method of doing it is just to draw a triangle, soften the edges, render the shadow near the nostrils and then the nose bridge. Normally I use a harder brush to draw the nose bridge part, but because the face has softer lighting in the reference, I blended it to make it more smooth. For the lips, I like to use Sanders Art's style of rendering them, which is to draw them in the juiciest way possible. I used the airbrush to colour block the mouth earlier so that it will have soft edges. You should also have hard edges, but I forgot where you meant to put them, so let's just skip that part. I also used the airbrush to make the middle part of the lips more red, and then with a clean sketch brush I did the line art for the mouth parting and blended the edges. While rendering the hair, I had an idea to add in some purple strands, because if everything was just different shades of brown, it could look less like the Lightstick and the background was dark as well. Putting purple strands could make it pop out and resemble the Lightstick more. This turned out really nicely. By the way, if you made it this far, I'm really interested to know who your bias is in 17 or what other groups you like. Maybe I could turn the Lightsticks into a drawing too, so please comment that below. A tip for rendering shadows like this is to first of all use a round brush or a brush that you can easily blend or erase into. I would actually advise not using an airbrush because then there wouldn't be any hard edges unless you're using a lasso tool, but if you're an art baby and is still stuck in the airbrush phase, maybe you could try coming out of your comfort zone and using a hard round brush or maybe even something without opacity. And when picking colours, don't just click for a random dark colour near the skin tone, otherwise your shadows will look dark, muddy and uninteresting. Observe the reference and look if there's any ambient light in there and what other colours are present. In this case, there's a lot of blue-purple light, so that's what I rendered with. I first started rendering the ribbon necklace she has, which was really small, so it was easy to render. I was thinking of turning it into a diamond, but I just couldn't get the shape right for some reason, so I ended up going with a bow, which is still really cute. For the clothes, I mostly just used the flat brush from the painting section in Procreate's default brush set. It's my first time using it and it's actually really good for wrenching clothes. I created a new layer, set it to color dodge, and then glazed around the character with a light blue color to make it seem like she's glowing. Then I added these particles, which was inspired by these dots on the case of the Lightstick. And I'm done! I actually really loved how this turned out. The colours work together really nicely, and of course, since it's inspired by 17's Lightstick, I think I like it even more. That's it for today. I really appreciate you checking out my Ko-Fi, and you're welcome to join our Discord server as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.